Hello everyone! Welcome back! It's been a really long time since I filmed a YouTube video, and as I'm sitting here right now, I'm realizing how awkward it's going to be talking to the camera since I haven't done this in a really long time. How have you guys been? I'm sitting down today to film this because I feel like I need to basically come back and update you guys as to what the heck I've been doing for the last 4 months. I think the last video that I posted was from somewhere in the beginning of the summer. As I'm sitting here filming this, it is the last day of October, so happy Halloween, everybody. It's been so long since I filmed that my roots have even grown out all the way up into my bun, so it looks like I have brown hair and then this weird blonde bun, but it's just because it's been so long since I've dyed my hair. So hey, what the heck have I been up to for the last 4 months? Outside of the videos that I make on this channel, I actually teach calligraphy. I've taught in-person classes and now I'm teaching online classes. And I will be talking a little bit more about my business at the end of this video, but before I talk more about that, I want to tell you guys about my life. In August, I started my last semester of college, which has been very bittersweet for me. On the one hand, I am thrilled and so excited to be graduating, and I cannot wait to get my life started. And on the other hand, college has single-handedly been the best experience of my life. So many people talk about college being the best 4 years. For me, it's been the best 3.5 years. It's been so challenging at times, very emotional at times, but mostly I really figured out how to challenge myself and push myself, and I figured out what I wanted to do with my life, at least for the next few years. To see that part of my life coming to an end, to know that I'm never really gonna sit down in a classroom with 100 other people my age and be lectured at. It's weird when you are going to classes. It's so straightforward. You know, you show up, you do your homework, and you know exactly what you need to do to be successful. I feel like in career, especially when you're trying to pursue entrepreneurship, it's never really that straightforward. You know, you can sit in your room and think all day about what exactly should I be doing? Like, what is the best use of my time? And with college, it's just so much easier. The things you're doing, the subjects you're pursuing, the things you're studying might be really challenging, but at least you know what you need to do in order to be successful in that course. And I think this is something I've only realized recently when I started thinking about what my life is going to look like after I graduate and when I don't have classes anymore. I'm also in the process of getting a new apartment, my first 1-bedroom apartment. Oh my gosh, guys, I am so excited. I did a little bit of looking at 1-bedroom apartments in Ames, and I found a place that I am safely head over heels in love with it. As soon as I toured it, I knew that I wanted to live there, and there's still some logistical things that I have to work out before I can sign a lease there, but I'm so excited to have my own place, a place where I can live and work, a place that I can call my own. So fingers crossed everything will work out. I wrote a new book also. I should go get it so I can show you guys. So this is my new book. It is called Letter with Lauren Liz, Brush Calligraphy for Beginners. And guys, this book is like my child. I spent the entire summer writing this book. It's about 200 pages long. It's a big boy, obviously, as you can see. And this book it's not really a book that you read, it's more of a workbook. So there's 10 different chapters, and each chapter basically builds on itself. The way that I designed this book is it's for someone who has always wanted to learn brush calligraphy, always wanted to understand how they can brush letter, but they just didn't know where to start. You don't need to know anything about brush calligraphy or pens or anything related to the art form. This book is basically starting from absolute scratch, and I wrote it with the intention that someone could pick it up and learn the art form by themselves. Just getting to hold it, every time I hold it, I just get so excited because I'm just so happy with the way it turned out. I've been having to battle a lot of perfectionism this year. I wrote down a list of stuff that I wanted to talk about in this video, and one of the things I really want to talk about is struggling with perfectionism. And I'm sure that any of you guys who are creators yourselves, whether you consider yourselves artists or you make anything that you have to share with the world, something that is going to represent you, represent your name, and represent who you are and what you're capable of, I'm sure that you also battle with this same feeling of perfectionism. And the way I would describe it is you just, no matter how much time you put into something, you always can look at it and find things that you want to change about it, find things that you look back and you think, oh my gosh, like, why did I make that way? Like, I could have made it this way and it could be better. When I was starting this project, I experienced so much paralysis for the same reason. Before I even started creating this book, I had all of these self-deprecating thoughts of like, oh my gosh, well, what if I make it and it's no good? What if I hate it? That makes it so hard to get started with a project. I was so daunted by creating this because I knew that I wanted this to be my absolute most impressive, most comprehensive thing that I'd ever created. I wanted to make it and bring it to the world and say, this is the absolute best foot forward that I can put. Luckily, at the end of this process, I do feel that way, and I do feel that this is something that not only have I put a lot of time and effort into it, but I feel like that is reflected in what this has become, and I think it does represent me well. And that's not to say that there aren't little things that I wish I could go back and change, and oh, if I had just put a little bit more time into this piece, but those are the type of things that only I would notice and no one else would ever pay attention to. And so I feel safe in knowing that this is something that I've created that I can be really proud of. And I'm really working on trying to fight that feeling that no matter how much time and effort I put into something, it will never be this perfect image that I have in my head, because the reality is that whatever that perfect thing is that I think that I could create, it doesn't actually exist. There's this idea of it in my head that it could be this way, but it's not like I could ever write that out in words or draw it on a piece of paper. It's just this idea in my head. So I really want to say to anyone who is struggling to start a project, if you have that sort of perfectionist gene like I sometimes do when I'm working on things, write something down. Start somewhere. This book started as 10 8.5 by 11 sheets of copy paper that I scribbled on for what I wanted all of the 10 chapters to be about. I would just write at the top of paper and pen what I wanted the chapter to be about, and then I would just word vomit all of the different things that I wanted to include, and then I would refine that a little bit more, and I had a different set of 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper which were slightly more organized thoughts, and they were color-coded. And then I went onto my iPad and I did all the illustrations and the drawings, and everything started to come together. There is a lot of text and copy that goes along with all of the different exercises in this book, so it was very overwhelming to me at first, but I'm always so grateful when I look back and that I persevered through that, and that I didn't let sort of this idea of quote-unquote perfect get in the way of just creating something. This book can stand alone by itself if you're interested in learning the art and you like reading and you like kind of doing things on your own. This book is definitely a comprehensive piece on its own, but I spent a good part of the summer teaching live in-person workshops where I got the chance to work with people one-on-one, where I got the chance to watch people work with all of my different materials. And I learned so much from that. I got to watch people work through my exercises that I'd created, and I got to see where the hangups were, and I got to see where they were specifically having challenges. I got to work those difficulties into the program that I created. And my goal for this class was I really wanted to help women flourish their inner artist. So many people that I meet don't think that they are capable of creating something because they don't think that they're an artist or they don't think that they are creative. What I enjoy most about teaching brush calligraphy is I get to prove people wrong. I get to prove to them that they can create something. I don't think I've taken a real art class since I was like 11 or 12 years old. The other important part of this class to me was that it was an online class and not an in-person workshop, because I can only be in one place at a time. I can only teach so many people face-to-face at a time, but I know that a lot of people really enjoy learning art at their own pace. And when I was teaching in person, it was wonderful because I could interact with people, but I mean, man, when people start writing for an hour and a half straight, their hands get really, really tired. And you know, some people, they didn't want that hour and a half at a time, one time lesson. I can only teach so much that way, but when I break it down into smaller bits, you can actually take it at your own pace. And if you want to work on it for an hour once a week, you can do that. If you want to try to learn it all in 1 week, you can do that too. If you just want to do 15 minutes a day, I really wanted this class to be flexible to the student. I wanted you to be able to do it at home, at your kitchen table, or in bed, or at your desk, in your room, wherever you are most comfortable, wherever you enjoy learning. If you want to take your laptop and your workbook with you to the coffee shop, then I want you to be able to do that. So obviously I've been MIA on my social media for like the last 3 or 4 months, and that's because I've been working on this project, and I've been wanting to come back on YouTube and make a video for so long. But when you take a break from something and you try to come back, you feel like when you come back, you have to be better than you ever were, more prepared than you ever were. I felt like there was gonna be this perfect time for me to come back and make a video, but the truth is there's never gonna be a perfect time. Obviously, I've been rambling a heck of a lot in this video because I did not really prepare. I've just really had to get over the idea that there's ever a perfect time to do something or a perfect way to do something. So, all of that being said, I want to say a big thank you. Thank you to all of you who are watching this video right now. Thank you to all of the mentors that I had over the summer who did a heck of a lot for me in the terms of creating this amazing online course. If you would like to continue to support me and you are curious about what I'm up to on more of a day-to-day basis, you can follow me on Instagram. Like I said, I've been extremely MIA on all my social media for the last 3 months, but I have a ton of pictures and stuff that I've been waiting to share with you guys. You can sign up for my newsletter. I send out monthly newsletter updates as to what I'm up to, and that's a little bit more in depth if you're really curious. Lastly, of course, if you are interested in learning brush calligraphy and if you want to find out more about the course, please, please, please take a look at my website. I would absolutely love to have you guys as my students. As part of the course, I have you guys share with me your progress updates on social media, and I get to repost them on my account and share them with all of my followers, which is so awesome. And I'm so excited. You can find all of the information that you need down in the description box of this video. Okay, I think I'm gonna lose my voice if I talk anymore, so I'm going to sign off for now, but thank you guys for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it, and I will talk to you again very soon in the next one. Bye!